In the noisy and cold streets of the Bronx, New York, Alex Rivera, a 12-year-old Latino boy, wandered like a ghost amid the hurried crowds. His parents had died in a truck accident 3 years ago, leaving him alone with nothing but a tattered backpack containing a few worn-out clothes and a burning desire to learn. With no family or home, Alex survived by collecting bottles and empty beer cans from the sidewalks, exchanging them for a few pennies to buy a sandwich or to sleep overnight in hidden corners under the Brooklyn Bridge. Every morning, before the sun could rise, Alex was already up clutching a heavy black plastic bag, weaving through night markets and public trash bins. Hunger was his constant companion. Some days he only sipped rainwater from public faucets to stave off the pangs. Street violence lurked everywhere. Teenage gangs beat him over disputes about territory, for scavenging, or police chased homeless kids like rats. New York society, with its skyscrapers and luxury cars, seemed blind to his existence. They stepped over him as if he were a pile of trash, without a single glance of pity. But Alex was no quitter. In his backpack, he always carried a few tattered old books, picked from the public library's trash, a basic mathematics book with yellowed pages, and a programming for beginners that he stumbled upon by the roadside. At night, under the dim neon lights of the subway station, he secretly read, his eyes shining like stars in the darkness. Education was the only dream that helped him forget the bone-chilling cold and loneliness. One day, I'll write code to change the world, he whispered to himself, imagining a future without scavenging. That morning, a drizzling rain poured relentlessly as Alex squeezed onto the number 4 subway train, heading to Manhattan. He gripped his soaked bag of bottles tightly, while the tattered programming book was carefully hidden inside his jacket. The crowded car reeked of sweat and coffee, but Alex had no idea that fate awaited him on the seat across from him. The number 4 subway car rattled gently as it sped through the dark tunnels beneath Manhattan. Jonathan Hale, a tall 45-year-old businessman, in an elegant gray suit and a sleek black leather briefcase, sat leaning back in his seat, eyes glued to his phone screen. As CEO of HaleTech, a software company specializing in mobile applications, he often chose the subway to avoid New York's chaotic traffic jams, even though his packed schedule rarely let him lift his head from work. This morning, he was reviewing emails about a multi-million-dollar contract with Google, but a small figure on the opposite seat caught his eye, making him pause briefly. It was Alex, huddled in the corner, clutching his soaked bag of bottles tightly, furtively pulling the tattered programming book from inside his jacket. The boy tried to shield it under his thin raincoat, squinting at lines of basic code under the flickering fluorescent lights. Jonathan frowned, initially thinking he was just a mischievous street kid, but Alex's intense focus, his fingers mumbling along each line of command lips, silently explaining algorithms, stirred memories of Jonathan's own impoverished childhood in Queens, where he had learned programming on public computers to escape poverty. "What are you reading?" Jonathan asked, his deep voice warm with curiosity, startling Alex, who looked up with a flushed face from embarrassment. Stammering, the boy shared his dream of learning to code, about scavenging books from trash bins, and teaching himself to build apps that help people like me find jobs. A flicker of doubt crossed Jonathan's mind. Was this a begging ploy? But Alex's sincere, unfeigned eyes won him over. "I was like you once," Jonathan shared briefly, recounting his journey from a poor kid to CEO. When the train pulled into Grand Central Station, Jonathan made a decision. He pulled out an old Dell laptop from his briefcase that he had planned to discard along with a $500 check from his personal charity fund. Use this to learn online. Khan Academy, Code Academy. They're all free. Email me your progress. Alex was stunned, tears streaming down his face, clutching the gifts like treasures. The train lurched forward again, carrying the seed of hope amid the indifferent crowd. The old Dell laptop became Alex's treasure, like a door opening to a world he had only dared to dream of. That very afternoon, he rushed to the Bronx Public Library, the only place with free Wi-Fi and power outlets. With the $500 from Jonathan, Alex bought a new waterproof backpack and got a library card, embarking on his online learning journey. Khan Academy became his first teacher. He diligently studied math and computer science, from the basics, huddling under the reading table, each night until his eyes burned. But homeless life allowed no respite. He still scavenged bottles during the day, sometimes dozing off at the study table from exhaustion. Jonathan didn't abandon him. He sent weekly emails with PDF resources on Python and JavaScript, introducing MIT OpenCourseWare with free courses from MIT. Study consistently and send me your code for review, he wrote. And Alex complied, writing simple programs like a pocket calculator or a garbage collection schedule tracker. The first time, Jonathan praised him. "You've got talent, Alex. Keep going." Those words of encouragement were like fuel, helping him endure nights of gnawing hunger, nibbling only on crackers from charity counters. Then, challenges struck. At 14, a group of teens stole his precious laptop while he slept in the subway station. In panic, he searched everywhere, even enlisting help from street friends, other homeless kids. Luckily, they recovered it from a small gambling den, though the screen was cracked and the battery weak. The incident made Alex realize he needed to be more cautious. He started using Google Drive for code backups, and Jonathan sent an extra battery pack along with a cybersecurity course. But the psychological scar was deeper. He felt inferior, doubting if he deserved this chance. "I'm just a trash picker," he whispered, on rainy nights, nearly giving up. From 12 to 18, Alex persisted like a warrior. He completed high school online through the New York State Education Department, self-taught advanced coding on Code Academy, and Free Code Camp. At 16, he built the ScrapSmart app, a simple tool helping bottle collectors track routes, redemption prices, and avoid dangerous areas, then sold the rights to a nonprofit for $2,000, enough for temporary room rental. The college scholarship pressure peaked. His first NYU online application was rejected for a weak portfolio. Tears streaming, Alex dove into improvement, joining online hackathons and building an AI project predicting weather for the homeless. Jonathan wrote a recommendation letter, and on the second try, he won a full scholarship for the software engineering program. College years were a relentless battle, studying day and night, while freelancing code part-time, facing prejudice from wealthy peers, and haunted by his impoverished past. But Alex triumphed, graduating top of his class at 20 with a capstone project on an online learning app for street children. Immediately, he landed a job at a Brooklyn tech startup with a starting salary of $80,000 a year, moving into his first small apartment. No more bridges or subway stations. Gazing at the old laptop still on his desk, Alex smiled. "Thank you, Jonathan. Now I'll give back to the world." 6 years after graduation, Alex Rivera, now 26, had become a senior software engineer at Google, earning a six-figure salary and occupying a private office overlooking the Hudson River. From the bottle-collecting boy in the Bronx, he now lived in a modern Brooklyn apartment with a fridge stocked with food and bookshelves filled with tech resources. He had bought his first home and even covered medical expenses for old street friends who had stabilized their lives. But success didn't make Alex forget his roots. He participated in Latinx community projects, developing free apps to help immigrants find legal jobs. "Jonathan gave me a chance," he often said in interviews. "Now I have to spread it." At 27, Alex decided to take bold action. He returned to the number 4 subway station, the place where fate changed his life, with the idea to found the Subway Dreams Foundation. Using $50,000 of his personal savings as seed capital, he rallied donations from Google colleagues and tech startups. The fund quickly expanded through partnerships with companies like Microsoft and Apple, refurbishing old laptops from businesses and distributing them free to homeless children. Each child received a computer, a $1,000 annual scholarship for online courses, and a personal mentor via Zoom. Alex designed the mentorship program from his own experience, teaching basic coding life skills and how to protect devices from theft. In just 2 years, Subway Dreams supported over 200 street children in New York, from the Bronx to Harlem. They studied at public libraries, built portfolios, and many secured their first college scholarships. Alex organized monthly events at the old station, where kids showcased coding projects, like a street weather forecasting app or a job counseling chatbot. Corporate partners provided mobile Wi-Fi and certification courses, turning Subway Dreams into reality. "We're not just giving laptops," Alex declared at the launch event. "We're giving hope and tools to change their own destinies." To repay his benefactor, Alex found Jonathan on LinkedIn. Mr. Hale, now 53, was still CEO of Hale Tech, but had sold the company and focused on philanthropy. In an emotional email, Alex recounted his journey from ScrapSmart to his Google position, and now the foundation named after that station. "You saved me. Now let's save hundreds of other kids. I invite you to join the Subway Dreams Advisory Board." Jonathan agreed immediately, flying from Manhattan to meet Alex on the number 4 train car itself. They embraced amid the crowd, signing an agreement to expand the fund with Jonathan's network. "You've repaid me 1,000-fold," he said, eyes glistening. In the drizzling afternoon at the number 4 subway station, Jonathan Hale stepped down from the familiar train car, his heart full of anticipation. Over a decade had passed since their fateful encounter, and now he saw Alex Rivera, not the ragged boy anymore, but a confident 28-year-old man in a business suit, waiting with a radiant smile. Surrounding him were a group of homeless children, supported by the Subway Dreams Foundation, holding new laptops and cheering as Alex introduced his hero. Jonathan was moved to tears, embracing Alex tightly, while listening to the detailed journey, late-night study sessions, scholarship application, failures, and the moment he landed the Google job. "You gave me not just a laptop, but belief," Alex said. Together, they signed an agreement to expand the foundation nationwide, leveraging Jonathan's network of partners from major cities like Los Angeles and Chicago. Subway Dreams was no longer just in New York. It became a movement supporting thousands of street children through scholarships online, mentoring, and global laptop donation campaigns. Alex published the book, From Subway to Code, a best-selling inspirational tale about the power of random acts of kindness and online education translated into multiple languages. The story's message, "Spread a small act," can ignite an endless chain of compassion. Pay it forward. Jonathan served as honorary advisor, witnessing hundreds of new Alexes rise to become engineers and entrepreneurs. The subway train continued rumbling through the dark tunnels, carrying hope for street dreams. Alex gazed out the window, whispering, "Thank you, life, and thank you." Their legacy endured, turning darkness into the light of code programming futures.